Happy Wednesday! So, I'm doing this sans makeup because I'm just not putting anything on my face right now. Alright, so I haven't talked about this in a long time, and I thought it should be time that I talk about this again because it's been a while, and a lot of it has changed for me as to why I do this. So I thought it was time to share my why. So what this is going to be pretty much my story as to why I joined Younique and why I love this company so much. I'll probably end up crying at some point. I know me. So I hope you guys tune in. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys kind of understand why I joined the MLM world, so you guys can kind of see how I've developed throughout this. So I'm going to start off really quick, and it's going to also be talking about like what's changed for me over these last 4 years. So I joined Younique in June of 2016. I was starting to become really unhappy with my job. I saw it going nowhere for me. So I decided to, and I was really into makeup. I was doing makeup all the time. I was just kind of playing around with stuff, and I was going to Sephora like every other weekend spending money. So I started getting into it. And a coworker of mine, her daughter-in-law sells Younique. She's actually my upline, so she's my person above me that I signed up under. And so my coworker just kept talking about like, you know, you could make money doing this. You could do this. You could do this. And I was like, all right, you know what? Let me host a party. So I hosted an online party, and it did really well. And she so Amy, my upline, asked me, have you thought about joining? And I said, I've thought about it because I was like, I'm spending so much money already at Sephora. I'm spending so much money at Ulta. Why not get paid to play with what I want, like to play with makeup, but also not lose time away from home? Now, this is also the girl who has worked 2 jobs her entire life. I know there are people who work more, so I know I'm not trying to compare or anything, but I used to work from like 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night every day. And between 2 jobs, I would never see my husband. I would never see my family. And if I did have time off, I was sleeping. So unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Like, we always have to have more money coming in. You can't survive off one income. You can't survive off 2 incomes. My husband was even doing double time and working as much as he could. So I was like, you know, this is a good way to make some money without losing time from home. Because I got tired of doing that. I got tired of not being home. So I was like, let's just try it. So it's $99, she tells me. It's only $99. You get all this makeup, and if you don't like it, you can back out, no problems. And I was like, all right, why not? So I decided to sign up and hosted my first party, and it went amazing. Hosted a few other parties. There were some great ones, some not so great ones. It just depends. And it started to like click for me a little bit. Like, okay, this is fun. Like, I'm literally on my phone all the time scrolling Facebook. So why not share a mascara picture every once in a while? What's the difference? So I started doing that. And I was like, I'm just sharing my love for these products. Because that's what everyone's doing. Everyone uses social media to share what they love, to share what they're doing. So I was like, I'm just sharing my love for these products. And if I happen to make a few bucks from it, nothing bad about that. There's nothing wrong with making some more money. So that all was happening. And then sometime in January 2017, they announced the incentive trip. When I first joined, I missed the incentive trip by like 3 days. There was no way I was earning a 30,000 point trip in 3 days. So I was like, all right, that's out. And I wanted to earn this trip. And they announced it was Punta Cana. And I was like, I'm doing it. I'm going to earn this trip. I'm going to be in Punta Cana in October. I'm doing it. And at that point, I had already made my decision on when I was leaving my job. I was making enough to, you know, at least support us in some way. So I was making enough to leave my job. I was definitely going to leave my job no matter what. We were moving back to our hometown. We were living in Albany. Moving back to our hometown. I just got a dog. And I was like, I want to be home and hang out with my dog. So I started to really work toward this trip. You had to get 30,000 points, and at one point it was $1 of sale. So I was like, all right, so that's $30,000 in sales. All right. And with my commission on top of that, I was like, okay, that's like astronomical money. Like I could totally do that. So I started really working at it. I earned the trip, which was like mind-blowing, amazing, happy, blessed, so happy. Earned the trip. I went to convention later on, started to see a little bit more of why this was so important to me. It was important to me because I actually felt like I was finding a purpose in what I wanted to do with my life. I was, having so much fun, and I still am having fun, helping women feel beautiful about themselves, helping them feel better about themselves, watching how people change, just with a mascara or just with a perfect foundation, and really seeing how it helped other people I knew feel better. I was bullied a lot, and it was hard a few times, but I was bullied a lot in middle school and up, and I never felt good about myself. So to be able to help other women feel great about themselves and to feel beautiful and to feel important, it struck a huge nerve with me because I knew I needed to do this, because there's that saying, be the person you needed when you were younger. And I was trying to become that person. And I'm still trying to become that person. So I knew that it was, this was just going to click. This was going to work out. I'm like, this is going to work out because this is exactly what needed to happen at that stage in my life to really, I wanted to become the person that I needed to be. I wanted to become the person that I needed when I was younger. I wanted to become the best version of myself that I could be. So I kept it up. So I earned the trip. I went to convention. That was a huge deal. And I earned the trip too at one of the lowest statuses to earn the trip. So I earned it at, I'll say level 3, because I know a lot of people don't understand the colors or how anything goes, whatever. So I'll say at level 3, okay? I earned it at one of the lowest. I was one of 13 of those level 3s that earned the trip. And at this point, we were about 500,000 presenters. And only a third of those are really active, because most people just end up buying the kit and running away, which is totally fine. So that was a huge deal. I got called out in front of everyone too at one of the meetings by our CEO. So that was a really big deal. In Punta Cana, I got called out about it because it was a big deal to earn that trip at a level 3 status. So that was phenomenal. I took my mom with me on the trip. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved it. Then the following year came and they announced the next trip, and that was Cancun. So that was 2018, and they chose Cancun. And I was like, I'm earning that one too. And I kept working at it and working at it and working at it. And earned that one too, and it was great. I did not earn this last one, unfortunately. But I was a little busy, growing a human. So that was kind of taking up a lot of my time. So enough about that. But what was so important to me was I would get these messages from people saying, thank you for making me feel beautiful again. Thank you for making me want to, get ready for my husband or get ready for a date, or, that lipstick you picked out was perfect for my job interview today. Thank you so much. And it just really made me feel like what I was doing was purposeful and not aggravating or irritating in any way. It helped me go on the path I needed to go on. So that was always one of the best things in the world, to get those messages and people telling me how much they love something or how confident they felt afterwards. So what I'm so thankful for when it comes to Younique is that it was allowing me to reach out to others, to help them become the best version of themselves that they can be, to feel great, to feel beautiful. And just some of the awesome perks was the friends that I made along the way. Some of my closest friends, I don't see them every day. They live in California, but they're my closest friends because we've been through so much together. And I just love watching all the things that we do as a company for other people. Everything we have is service-based. We are a mission-first company, so we're always trying to help others. One of the best parts was when I signed up, I didn't really know much about this, but as I was getting more involved in the company and really starting to pay attention to everything going on was the Younique Foundation. And if you guys have ever ordered from my site, it says, do you want to donate, round up to the next dollar? Sometimes they say the next $5 or whatever. Do you want to round up to the next dollar to help the Younique Foundation? The Younique Foundation, we help women and children who have been sexually abused, children, younger, find help and healing in what happened to them. If those of you guys who don't know, childhood sexual abuse is rampant and it's awful. And, you know, to see that we're helping those who have been through such a traumatic event find healing and learning how to deal with that kind of trauma, it's very, I don't know the right word for it, but it really takes you back a second to realize, you know, there's so much good in the world, but there's also so much bad. And what we're doing is for those who have unfortunately been through the bad, we're trying to help them get to the good again. Try to get to the good. We can't erase what happened to them, unfortunately, as much as we want to. But what we are doing is helping them find the healing that they need to move forward. So that was probably one of the bigger things to see as, you know, I got more involved in the company. What else? I always know what I want to say before I come downstairs. I'm like, okay, I have this in my head. I'm going to say this. And then I totally forget everything that I'm going to say. I'm going to get off this and be like, dang, I should have said this too. Like, this was really important. But if you know me, I'm a babbler. I just talk and hopefully it clicks in some way with someone. So that was one of the best things to see is like that we're mission first. Like Younique products would not be here without the Younique Foundation. Okay, so all these makeup products you see me apply every night, they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the finding of the Younique Foundation. So there's that. So this is where my focus has changed a bit more. So before initially I wanted to do this so I could be a stay-at-home dog mom, I could play with makeup all the time, you know, do what I love, you know, all that fun stuff. But now that I'm an actual mom, my focus has changed a lot. When I found out I was pregnant, it started to change, but now that I've had my daughter, it's changing a lot more. And here's where it's changing. I hate that I'm missing a lot of her big moments. She's going to be 5 months next week, and there's a lot of big moments that I'm missing because she goes to daycare all day. I work a full-time job, and I know there's going to be more that I'm missing. And a lot of the things I'm missing, I'm going to miss her first steps. I'm going to miss, you know, pie training, which I might be okay with missing. No, but I'm going to miss her first steps. I might miss her first word. You know, I might miss all these big moments. Crawling, all that stuff. And I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss that. So it's killing me inside a little bit. And what I'm really focusing on is how much more I need from this company and how much more I can get from this company once I shift my focus to where I want it to be. And that focus really is I want to be home with her more. You know, I don't want to miss those big moments. I don't want to miss out on, you know, her taking her first steps, her saying her first words, all that stuff. So that's where I'm really passionate about this business, is the fact that I could do this anywhere and help support my family. And this business has helped support my family a lot. Doctor's bills that have come up, vet bills, diapers, you know, all that stuff that you need. You don't realize you need until, oh my God, you need this right now. You know, car inspections even, like tires, all that stuff. It has come in handy on so many occasions. It's no longer just, oh, I'm going to buy myself a coffee today and not feel bad. It's come in clutch. It's come in those really big moments where you don't think you need it. And this is now where I'm starting to pay attention to where I really want it to be coming in handy. And that's where I want to be able to stay home with her and still support my family and not miss out on those big moments. So I told you this might be where I cry. I don't know yet. So that's really where I'm trying to shift my focus to more. I've been trying to shift my focus to it. You know, things obviously happen. It gets a little difficult sometimes, but seeing how she's growing up and seeing how she's changing already, it's definitely making me see a little bit better, like, I don't want to miss out on that. I keep repeating myself. This is what happens when I don't have it, like, if I had written it all down and, like, remembered what I'm saying, but this is honestly just all coming from me and, like, trying to tell you guys, like, why this company's important, you know? A lot of people crap on MLMs. They really do. Unfortunately, it gets a bad rep. But this is where I'm trying to, like, I always try to explain to people, it's not a bad thing. We all need more money. We all need to support our families. We all don't want to miss out on time with our families. And unfortunately, the world we live in, you have to at least have 2 jobs to survive half the time. And doing that, you're missing out on those big moments. You're missing out on everything. You're missing out on family time. You're not hanging out with your husband as much. You're not hanging out with your girlfriend as much. You're not, you know, you don't get to see your friends. And I've lived that life. I've lived that life of working, and having nothing to show for it. And that's where, you know, MLMs are great to come in because they help families so much more. They help people get the income they need without losing time from what's important. So I know MLMs get crapped on a lot, but I'm going to defend them till the day I die because of how much they have helped us and how much they've done for us. So that's really my big thing, is that my new unique why is to try to get us to a good spot again and to really get us, because as you guys have seen too, my business is kind of gone like this. And that's how all businesses go. You know, you're going to have a high point, you're going to have a low point. It goes up and down. It's just what happens. But I'm working so I can be with her more often. So I can support my family financially, because daycare is expensive. Healthcare is expensive. Cars are expensive. Everything's expensive. And really just focusing on how to help everyone else too. You know, I share this opportunity with a lot of people, you know, saying, you could do this, you can do this, and you can do this. Anyone can do this. You don't have to know makeup. You don't have to know everything about, you know, beauty, glamour, whatever. You can just need to know how to put on mascara and you're fine. You just need to know how to put on chapstick even and you're fine, because we have lip balm bonds and they're the same thing. But I try to tell people, like, anyone can do this. This is not a get rich quick kind of thing. This is not, you know, oh, you just, you know, post about this, you're going to make $1 million. No, it does take a lot of work. It takes, you know, a lot of messaging. It takes a lot of no's. It takes a lot of ignoring people, getting no one answering you back. But it's what happens. So I tell people all the time, you can do this. You can. It just takes a lot of grit and a little bit of backbone just to, you know, because you're going to have people who say no and it's going to beat you down, but it's fine. You can get up from it and you'll be fine. Because these are also the same people who tell me, oh, I don't have any money for this. I don't have any money for this. What I'm trying to do when I share this with you guys is to show you, you can have money for this. You can have money for that. You can go out to eat without feeling bad. You can, you know, buy yourself a coffee without feeling bad, because you're doing something that's improving not just your life, but someone else's life. Because it's so rewarding to watch people get their confidence back. It's so rewarding to watch people feel good about themselves. So that's my big thing. This is my why. I'm like losing my train of thought. But yeah, so when I talk about these products and when I talk about, you know, joining or signing up or anything like that, it's because I know that this could benefit someone else as much as it has benefited me. And I don't want that person to lose out on this opportunity to really up themselves if they feel like they're down. So I hope this is coming out okay. It always sounds better in my head than when I actually started saying it. And like I said, it's, you know, I always say in my head, like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to say. It's important. This is good. And I totally forget what I'm going to say once I get in front of this camera. I'm not even kidding you. So yeah, so that's my big thing. I really wanted to share my why, and I'm really trying to amp myself up and to really get back into focusing on all this, because I hate being away from my kid. I hate it. You know, I can only get a few hours with her a night, and 8 o'clock she's in bed. So come home by 4:30, 5 o'clock, usually 5 o'clock. I get 3 hours with my kid. That's it. And on the weekends, I don't do anything because I snuggle the crap out of my kid and hang out with her as much as I can. So I hope this resonates with you guys too. And I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. That's also why I've been a little bit more strict too on my, if you're not going to answer me, don't bother commenting on my stuff, because I'm doing this to support my family and I'm doing this for a purpose. So I'm not taking any more I'm just gonna it's not what I want, it's not free, so I'm not gonna answer her. That's why I've been cutting down on that. Alright, so hope you guys like this. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, sorry I babble and just go on in like a rambling sentence. Like I said, I'll probably think of something more profound to say afterwards, but whatever. So yeah, this is my why. This is why I do what I do. This is why I love what I do. This is why I'm so passionate about makeup and helping people feel good about themselves. So I hope you guys liked it. And thank you so much for watching. And I will talk to you all hopefully tomorrow. I can hop on for a live. We'll see. And maybe I'll do some actual makeup instead of you guys looking at my gross face, because this is what I look like all day. And, that's also what I'm saying. You don't have to know what to do for makeup, because this is what I look like 90% of the time. And then when I get in front of here is when I do stuff. But this is what I look like 90% of the time. My hair has been in this bun since 6 o'clock this morning. So I'm afraid to see what it looks like. All right, guys. Thank you. I try. I hope it makes me personable. I'm choking now. All right. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I didn't cry. I'm impressed with myself for not crying. Woohoo. All right. I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. Bye.